today I'm going to teach you how you can start your phone flipping business and you can scale to 10K monthly. Now, I am not joking, playing around, not creating a clickbait video. This can happen. Now, if you are looking to make 10K, I just want to make this very clear. You can't do it by yourself. So if you are looking for somebody to lie to you, it's about time you just click off the video, because I'm going to teach you really how to do it. And you may not like the way it is, but it is what it is. I do understand that, people make it seem very easy to phone flip, right? And if I'm being honest, it's not that hard. But if you want to be able to phone flip and scale and think that you can do it all by yourself and make 10K monthly, we might have to get you checked out.
Are you okay?
Do I look okay?
While people think and say Facebook ads, let's go with this theory, okay? Let's say Facebook ads is just the best thing in the world and helps you phone flip. Let's just say hypothetically. So if you do Facebook ads and let's say you get every single lead from these Facebook ads, okay? And now you're getting all these leads and people saying they want to sell their phone and asking you for an offer. You give them an offer. You close 10 deals in one day. Let me ask you a quick question, and I want you to leave it in the comments because I really want to know. How are you going to meet all 10 people? How are you going to meet all 10 people in one day? Now, you might be like, Brandon, I'm just going to go up to them and I'm just going to. Now, if you're a phone flipper, you know exactly what I'm saying because it's impossible. And see, I had to learn that because it was a point in time when I was trying to do everything myself. And then I took a business class at Temple University, right? I did not go to college, nor do I want to go to college, but I wanted to take a business class because I wanted to excel at what I felt like was one of my weak points: taxes, also understanding business fundamentals, also understanding how to make sure my business is good on paper. So these things were very important to me. And another thing that was important to me was me being able to understand how to outsource, because see, there's always a point in a business to where you get stuck. You get stuck. You feel like it's no movement, no progression. And see, when you start to feel that way, you then have to find a way out. And to be quite frank with you, the way out isn't by you doing it by yourself. Now, I'm going to explain how to do it, but I just wanted to let that be clear. Because, see, a lot of people don't want to tell you the truth because that's not how they sell their digital products, okay? Now, I have digital products, but they're actually digital products that will change your life and make you a bunch of money. And I don't have digital products like ebooks or digital products like just guides or courses. I have mentorships, but not just any mentorships where I push you and I actually make you do things you may not want to do, which is very controversy with people because people like to be comfortable. But all of my mentees, not comfortable, but they get results, right? They are not comfortable, but they get shit done. And see, that's the most important thing because me, I like money. And the second thing is testimonials. I like when people are actually able to say, hey, he helped me. Why? Because I know one day I'll need your help. And that's just how it is. So we're going to go to our live feed. And as you see, I'm on Facebook. Now, you guys don't really see me on Facebook a lot, right? Because Facebook sucks, in my opinion. Now, there are two platforms, and I have another video coming out about each platform and why I prefer one over the other. But Facebook is not one of the best platforms, in my opinion, to flip phones. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but there's a lot of older individuals. But Facebook is way more trusted. So if we go and we look at iPhones on Facebook, and then we look at iPhones on OfferUp, okay, we now have started our process to making 10K every single month. Stay with me. So, number one, I'm going to give you a formula that I give my mentees, and you're not even paying the mentee price, okay? This is free. Do not tell nobody or I'm coming after you. The key is to make 10 to 20 offers every single day. Now, why? Excuse me. Because if you're making 10 offers a day for 5 days, every single week, that's 50 offers, right? Out of those 50 offers, we then start to play law of averages. Law of averages is basically a lot of door knockers do this. It's like door loops, or they call them like block loops or whatever. It's when you are knocking on doors for a certain amount of time. If you knock on as many doors as possible and you do it over and over and over again, you're bound to get somebody to answer, and then you're bound to convert. Same thing with phone flipping. If you are making these offers on these apps, you're bound to get somebody that is willing to sell you their phone. So you need to make sure you're making these offers every day. I like to tell people, make 5 in the morning, 5 at night, do all in the morning or all at night, doesn't matter. We want to get these offers done, and we want to make sure that we are talking to people. Sorry, y'all. Now, to make that very clear, I do understand that it does get tedious and it does get saturated. That's why we're going to do it with OfferUp, and we're going to do it with Facebook. Okay. Now I want to go and I want to show you guys just a little mock-up of how you want to make offers. Okay. So let's just do this. I see an iPhone 13. Okay. It says iPhone 13 Pro Max 128, $450 posted 2 days ago. Now I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I see on this post, why I would not feel comfortable with this post, but it may be good. But it's also a classic post that is meant to get people to offer. So it might be a legitimate person. The reason I say it probably isn't a legitimate person is because it was made in February 2025, which means the profile was just made, which means it has no history, which is what a lot of people do that are trying to scam you, or if they're a wholesale reseller. A wholesale reseller is somebody that basically gets phones on a consistent basis, and they go into stores, or they have other people go into stores, and I'm talking about phone stores, and they're basically getting these phones and they're trying to sell them all the time. The problem is that is not the case with this one, because this phone isn't brand new. This phone looks used. So the first thing that I look at when I look at any post, whether it's on Facebook or an OfferUp, is I look at when the profile was established. The reason is because if the profile was established in 2025, I know that they haven't sold or brought anything, but it does show that they have confirmed their phone and Facebook and email, but no ID. Okay, it's cool, right? Next thing I'm going to look at is the price, $450. Now, $450 for an iPhone 13 Pro Max is absolutely insane. Now, this is the perfect time for me to talk to you guys about our price list. Phone flipping price list. We have a buyer's phone flipping price list, and I'm going to pull it up for you guys. Don't tell nobody I'm showing you. But this price list is composed of 50 international and in-the-state buyers. This price list is a price list that is used by over 148 individuals, and it is used to actually help you find market value for devices. Now, yes, I said 50 buyers. It's on one price list. This is not a price list that has multiple tabs of different price lists. Okay, that's not how it works, because that would be too intricate, and I would have to some way somehow make sure that I get everybody to send me at separate prices every week. That's not what happens. I communicate with these people via WhatsApp, and they send me prices, and they send me the prices. I put them on a price list, and we go from there. Now, we're looking at an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Let me go over this price list real quick for you guys. So this is what the price list looks like, but you can get it at hustlertaughtme.com. Okay, hustlertaughtme.com, and then you go to phone flipping price list. This phone flipping price list is not free because we have to pay the buyer. You only pay one time to get this price list. This price list is $80. It was $90. Now, here's the kicker. The kicker is, what happens with the price list is you actually get market value. Now, a lot of people that use free price lists don't get to understand this price list because they're too used to working with resellers. Now, resellers and wholesalers are two different things. Resellers are people that are selling phones in the States. Wholesalers are sellers that are buying phones based on market value, and then they're selling them internationally. Now, sometimes wholesalers will have the best price, and sometimes resellers will. It's not about the best price with this price list. It's about this price list actually telling you exactly what type of phones to offer what for. That's the benefit, and that's where you win. Prime example is, okay, for an iPhone 16 Pro Max 256, I know the market value is $660 for a sealed device, which means I'm not going to offer anything higher. Vice versa, a reselling price list, it just tells you, hey, we will pay you X amount of dollars. This price list doesn't tell you we'll pay you X amount of dollars. It doesn't tell you we'll pay $660. What it does tell you is we'll pay at least $660, no lower, but we may go higher. What happens is they end up bidding once you go to this information tab right here. down low is an email that shows you where to send all of the phones you want to sell. So we have new phones, used phones, Samsungs, iCloud Lock, iPads, Apple accessories, Apple Watches, and MacBooks. But I digress from this price list, and now we're going to go back to what we were talking about with the 13 Pro Max. The reason I brought up the price list is because the 13 Pro Max is not worth $450 in no shape or form. So let's go and let's see, right? So this is MacBooks. Okay, let's go to used and let's go all the way to the 13 Pro Max. So 13 Pro Max is going to be worth, and I'm assuming this is locked because, see, that's another thing. It says blue iPhone 13 Pro Max, Apple. It doesn't tell me if it's locked or unlocked, which means if it doesn't say, we automatically assume it's locked. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the locked one. 285 is going to be what the market value currently is for an iPhone 13 Pro Max, which does not mean that is the offer you're going to get. It means that that is what you should not go over. 285. Now, if we know that it's an iPhone 13 Pro Max, it's worth a good amount of money. We can sell this phone two ways, to consumers or to buyers, right? We can sell it to a consumer, which a consumer will pay what they feel the device is worth. A buyer, wholesale buyer, will pay what the wholesale market value is for the device. So we have two ways of selling this device no matter what. We just want to make sure that we're not overpaying. Now, we can pay $300 and probably get $350 from a consumer any day, right? But from a wholesaler, there is going to be a cheaper price, right? Obviously, right? Because they're paying based on market value. The reason why people make a lot of money with the price list is not because they sell every single phone to a buyer. What it really is that they actually have a scale and a metric to stay up to date with how to offer phones value. So how to make sure they don't go over certain prices, which then leads to them making a more higher profit margin. So with this 285, we know that's a low amount for an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Let's be real, right? So we're going to take $30 from that instead of $50. And we know that 255 is the least we want to take, right? So we're going to then go and do 20. So 235 is what I would offer. Okay. So 235, I can watch this. I can do, now you might be like, bro, he's not going to answer. I could do 235. This is locked on a account, right? Now I said something crazy and outlandish, like I know that this is on an account when I really don't. It's an iPhone 13 Pro Max. It shouldn't be on that account, but let's just hypothetically say it is. That's why the offer is so low. But what's going to happen is this person is going to tell me, no, it's not on that account. And then they're going to say, but I'm not taking 235. And since I know it's not on the account, they might say it's unlocked, which means I can then go and offer them higher. Guys, it's a difference between being a goat at this and just being somebody talking. We're going to turn into goats. Okay. So that is what we're going to do over and over again every single day. Now, when we do these things, you have to understand the power, right? This person is going to respond to me in the morning, and then I'm going to have dialogue with them. They might respond to me now. I'm not sure. But regardless, we're going to have dialogue. Now, let's say I don't get to sell. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a number and say, hey, well, just let me know if you have any more phones or if you want to sell this phone. Now, you getting 50 people, you giving them your number, at least out of that 50, 5 people will hit you up. That is 5 sales you will convert. Okay. Now you're going to keep doing that over and over until you have cracked the code and method of how you want to do it and how it works for you. Now, after that, you're going to find somebody else. It could be a brother, cousin, sister, mother, brother, cousin, sister, mother, grandmom, uncle, auntie, whatever. And you're going to teach them how to do the same thing. You're going to then tell them, hey, you're a part of my reselling or part of my buyback company. And now what you're going to do is you're going to pay them a finder's fee for all devices that they find. You're going to then do it with another relative outside of the state. So now you're expanding and you're getting the opportunity to buy phones in other areas. You're not going to give them money to buy the phones. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to operate off of Resell or Cash App. You're going to make sure that the said person working for you knows how to inspect phones and everything that I teach you guys in the course of mentorship, so that you can make sure that you don't have anybody buying phones that aren't good for you, right? Now you're going to keep doing this, and that's going to be one income stream from phone flipping. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to pawn shops. pawn shops have an interesting situation. Let me explain the situation that pawn shops have. Pawn shops, they get a lot of people that want to sell phones, but pawn shops don't buy phones. They don't buy phones because it's hard for them to sell them. If they sell them on eBay, they're competing against an international competition. eBay will always have people selling phones cheaper than what we do in the States. Therefore, pawn shops have a disadvantage. You are going to be looking at pawn shops and telling them, I'm a buyback company and I want to buy all the phones that you get. You call me when somebody wants to sell a phone, and I will bid with them over the phone. Give them my number, or I'll do it over the phone at the pawn shop. That's another way of getting phones. Now, as you're getting these two little streams, basically two ways of making money phone flipping, you got one customer facing, which means you're in person, and one online, which means you are doing it online. And then you have multiple people, 5 at most, I would say, starting out. Now you're going to start making at least anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000 every single week or month. Okay. Now you're not going to be making $5,000 to $2,000 every single week if you don't have hustlers with you. You'll probably make it every single month, or you'll make anywhere between like $330. You'll make like a good amount. Okay, if you're doing this correctly. And I teach people how to do this, and I also help you teach your team as well. But you're going to make money because this is a need. The next thing you're going to need to do, though, is you're going to need to talk to a repair shop. The reason you need to talk to a repair shop is because a lot of people don't know how to repair phones. If you don't know how to repair phones, you are then putting yourself at a disadvantage, because if you partner with a repair shop, which a lot are going out of business because they don't have enough clientele, you can then become somebody that's helping them actually boost their clientele. You help them boost the clientele by saying, hey, I am a buyback company. We get a bunch of broken phones. I want you guys to give me a discount per device, and I will keep bringing you guys devices. So I keep money coming in your pockets. You guys give me discounts. We work together. That is how you can then start buying broken, cracked, destroyed phones. And then you can start making more and more and more money. These are the ways you actually make money phone flipping and get to that 10K. Not by buying phones yourself and just sitting there in the house doing the same thing. So guys, I'm going more in depth on my phone flipping classes and also mentorship. Make sure you guys click the links below or just leave a comment. I answer the comments, and sometimes I will even respond straight with the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.